Makinig, manood, nasa teleradyo. Makinig, manood, nasa teleradyo. Teleradyo, teleradyo Marcelo. Sa gitna ng mapanubok na panahon, magkahatid sa kakibat ay diskusyon. Sama-sama tayo, kahit magkalayo. Sa programang ito, tiyak ang pagkatuto. Teleradyo, teleradyo Marcelo. Teleradyo, teleradyo Marcelo. Teleradyo, teleradyo Marcelo.
Good afternoon, everyone, especially to you, Delpilarians. I am Ma'am Nina, your English 10 teacher this afternoon here at Teleradyo Marcelo, telearalan ng bawat Delpilarian. Welcome, grade 10 students. We are now on the second week for the third quarter. And for this week, our goals are the following. First, identify key structural elements and language features of an exposition or argument. Second, use modals, conjunctions, and connectives in stating one's position. And lastly, use a variety of informative, persuasive, and argumentative writing techniques. But before we proceed with our discussion, let us first have a mini game that will help activate your prior knowledge about our lesson for today. So for this game, all you have to do is to identify what is being described in each statement. So there will be some jumbled letters that will serve as your clue. And of course, you will be given 10 seconds to guess the word. And don't forget to type in your answer on the comment box below. So, are you guys ready? Let's start. Number 1. It is the process of using symbols like letters of the alphabet, punctuation, and spaces to communicate thoughts and ideas in a readable form. Again, it is the process of using symbols like letters of the alphabet, punctuation, and spaces to communicate thoughts and ideas in a readable form. Did you type in your answer, Delpilarians? Okay, let's check. The answer is writing. Next one. It is a central argument or thesis statement of the text. Again, it is a central argument or thesis statement of the text. The answer is lame. Did you get this one right? Very good. Next. This word means to give reasons for or against something. Again, this word means to give reasons for or against something. Okay, time's up. The correct answer is argue. Let's have the fourth one. This word means to impart information or knowledge. Again, this word means to impart information or knowledge. Okay, time's up. The correct answer is inform. And last one. This word means to make someone believe or feel sure about something, especially by using logic, argument, or evidence. Again, this word means to make someone believe or feel sure about something, especially by using logic, argument, or evidence. All right, so the correct answer is convince. So did you get all the answers correctly? Very good, grade 10 students. So this only means that you are now ready with our new lesson for today. So for this afternoon, we will be talking about how to use a variety of informative, persuasive, and argumentative writing techniques. So now, I know that you are quite familiar with this type of text because we already discussed this in the previous quarters. So in this afternoon, we are going to differentiate each of this text from one another. Okay, so let's start by defining what is informative text. So informative text, from the word itself, inform, it educates the readers about a particular topic or subject. So the author does this by elaborating or explaining a certain term or word. Aside from that, it also analyzes data for the readers to easily understand it. So in doing this, we can use the 5 W's as our guide questions. So we have who, what, where, when, and why. And we can also use the question how. So by using these guide questions, we can guarantee that we provide enough evidence or enough information throughout our informative text. And aside from that, it is also important that we use facts or reliable information throughout our text. And remember, informative text is objective in nature and it has a neutral tone, meaning we should avoid incorporating our personal opinion or feelings in this type of text. Again, there is no room for any of your opinion in this type of text. Now, let us proceed with persuasive text. Okay, so persuasive text aims to make the reader agree with the writer's opinion, meaning we are trying to convince our readers. And to do that, the author can combine facts with emotion. So this is how it differs from informative text. Because in persuasive text, we can include our emotions or personal opinions. Aside from that, persuasive text ignores counterclaims because it only presents the ideas that will help establish the author's position. Sometimes it also makes claims without providing enough evidences. And lastly, its tone is emotionally charged and more aggressive. That's why it is considered as emotion-based. So now let us compare it with argumentative text. Compared to persuasive text, argumentative text wants the reader to recognize that the writer's argument is valid. And to do that, the author offers facts, reasons, and evidences to show that the author has valid points. That's why this is considered as logic-based. Unlike persuasive text, argumentative text acknowledges or accepts the opposing claims. And it also presents multiple sides, but it is clear which one is the author's side. It also provides claims with evidences. So there is always evidences. And there is a calmer tone because we are just trying to make our reader agree or acknowledge our side. So that is argumentative text. Okay, so in writing this type of text, we should include the following elements. So the first one is claim. So I know you are quite familiar with claims. So claims are the central argument or the stand or position of the writer about the issue or topic. Aside from that, we also have the reasons behind the claim. So why do you have that claim? And then evidences that will help or support your claim. Aside from that, we also have here the patterns. So these patterns can serve as your guide or your outline in writing your argumentative text. So for pattern A, first we have to provide our thesis statement, which will serve as our topic sentence, followed by the first pro or the supporting idea, and then the second set of pros or supporting ideas that of course should strengthen our argument or claim. And then we could also include the cons or the opposing ideas plus our refutations. And then lastly, we should include our conclusions. So that is for pattern A. Now let's have pattern B. So for pattern B, we also have the thesis statement as our topic sentence, followed by the cons or the opposing ideas plus our refutations, and then first pro or supporting ideas, and then second set of supporting ideas, and lastly is the conclusion. Last one would be pattern C. So for pattern C, again, we have thesis statement as the topic sentence for the first part, and then we also have first con, second con, and then third con plus our refutations, and lastly would be the conclusion. So aside from the elements and patterns, it is also important that we consider the language or words that we are going to include in writing our argumentative text. So with that, let us proceed with language features of an argumentative text. So the first one would be the modals should and must. So as a review, we use should and must in expressing suggestion and obligation. So for example, we have the public should consider wearing face shields as additional protection against COVID-19 infection. So we use the modal should. And then second example, we have every Filipino must conserve water, energy, and other natural resources. So this time we use the modal must. Next one would be adverbs. So when do we use adverbs? So adverbs help indicate the mood or the attitude of the writer with respect to the ideas being presented. So for examples, we have usually, probably, necessarily, actually, apparently, certainly, definitely, essentially, possibly, and many more. And then aside from adverbs, we can also include evaluative language. So when do we use evaluative language? So we use it to express feelings and opinions. We also use it to make judgments about aspects of people, such as their behavior. And we also use it to assess the quality of objects, such as literary works or any form of ideas. So for example, we have awful, disgusting, dreadful, incredible, revolting, ridiculous, shocking, terrible, wonderful, and many more. All right, and last one, we have transitional devices. So as we all know, transitional devices help maintain the smooth flow of ideas in our text. So it is also known as connectives because it helps achieve the coherence in our writing. And some examples of transitional devices are the following. We have because, therefore, on the other hand, as a result, in summary, consequently, similarly, in contrast, meanwhile, furthermore, and many more. So those are the informative, persuasive, and argumentative texts. So before we proceed with our activities for today, let us first have a wrap-up of our discussion for today. So let's start with informative text. So remember, informative text educates by providing research-based information, and it is objective in nature and it has a neutral tone. Persuasive text, on the other hand, convinces the reader and it uses facts with emotions throughout the text. And remember, it is emotionally charged. And last one is the argumentative text, which defends or wants the reader to acknowledge the writer's points or ideas by, of course, providing logic-based information. And remember, it always have a calmer tone. Alright, so now to check whether you really understand our discussion for today, let us have this short assessment. So I will provide some statements and you have to tell me whether you agree or disagree with these statements. So you will be given 10 seconds for each item. And of course, as always, type in your answer on the comment box below. Okay? So let's start with the first one. The main goal of an argumentative text is to tell a story. Again, the main goal of an argumentative text is to tell a story. Do you agree or not? Okay, so let's check. Disagree, of course. Next. An argumentative text wants the reader to acknowledge a certain claim or position. Again, an argumentative text wants the readers to acknowledge a certain claim or position. Okay, time's up. The answer is agree. Next. Number 3. When writing an argumentative text, it is important to include evidence that supports your claim. Again, when writing an argumentative text, it is important to include evidence that supports your claim. Okay, time's up. The answer is agree. Next one. Argumentative texts basically present and describe a topic. Again, argumentative texts basically present and describe a topic. Do you agree or not? Okay, the answer is, of course, disagree. Next one, number 5. Understanding the pros and cons of an issue is an essential aspect of argumentative writing. Again, understanding the pros and cons of an issue is an essential aspect of argumentative writing. Okay, time's up. The answer is agree. Number 6. One's choice of words matters to clearly express his or her arguments about an issue. Again, one's choice of words matters to clearly express his or her arguments about an issue. Okay, the answer is agree. All right, next one. Number 7. An argumentative essay presents a writer's stand or rationale regarding a certain issue. Again, an argumentative essay presents a writer's stand or rationale regarding a certain issue. Okay, next, let's check the answer. Okay, agree. Then number 8, the pattern of idea development in an argumentative text is followed by every author. Again, the pattern of idea development in an argumentative text is followed by every author. Do you agree or disagree? All right, the answer is disagree. And then number 9, research plays a big role in ensuring the worth and validity of one's claims and ideas in an argumentative essay. Again, research plays a big role in ensuring the worth and validity of one's claims and ideas in an argumentative essay. Okay, the answer is, of course, agree. And then last one, argumentative writing usually shows a more subjective style of writing as the writer explains his or her views about the topic. Again, argumentative writing usually shows a more subjective style of writing as the writer explains his or her views about the topic. Agree or disagree? Okay, the answer is agree. All right, very good, everyone. So who got 10? Great job, Del Pilarian. So now let us proceed with your activity for today. So for your activity, you can find it on your learning activity sheets, page 3. So all you have to do is to draft an argumentative essay by providing the key elements in the template given. So we have there the outline. So as you can see, the topic is face-to-face classes in the time of pandemic. So for the first part, you have to provide your main argument or your claim, followed by the pros or the supporting ideas. And then we also have the cons or the opposing ideas. And then you also have to provide refutations. And lastly is the conclusions. So don't forget to submit this on your grade 10 English t-shirts. Now, thank you everyone for joining me here today. So I hope that you learned a lot from our today's discussion. So again, I am Ma'am Nina, and thank you for joining me here at Teleradyo Marcelo, ang telearalan ng bawat Del Pilarian. Goodbye everyone!
Makinig, manood, nasa teleradyo. Makinig, manood, nasa teleradyo. Teleradyo, Teleradyo Marcelo. Sa gitna ng mapanubok na panahon, magkahatid sa kakibat ay diskusyon. Sama
Ang bukal ng buhay ay bumalong para sa mga kaluluwa at ang karagatan ng awa ay bumugso para sa sanlibutan. O bukal ng buhay, walang hanggang awa ng Diyos, yakapin mo ang sangkatauhan at ibuhos mong ganap ang iyong sarili para sa aming lahat. O banal na dugo at tubig na dumaloy mula sa puso ni Jesus bilang bukal ng awa para sa aming lahat, ako ay nananalig sa iyo. O banal na dugo at tubig na dumaloy mula sa puso ni Jesus bilang bukal ng awa para sa aming lahat, ako ay nananalig sa iyo. O banal na dugo at tubig na dumaloy mula sa puso ni Jesus bilang bukal ng awa para sa aming lahat, ako ay nananalig sa iyo.